Alright, hello everybody. Just here to show what a solo game might look like in Legends of Novus using a tabletop simulator. Bear with me as we go through this video as some of the movements can be a little bit shifty and clunky, but you'll get the general idea of gameplay. And solo play is very similar to group play. You just would have more players and some different interactions. For this game we're going to play with Vin, the thief character. And as Vin, he has a special ability that when you draw your first reward card each turn, you may draw two cards instead and put one on top of the deck and the other one of your choice in your hand. And you also can't wear heavy armor, so that could apply to some of the reward cards. And he has the ability to pickpocket, which just lets him gain extra gold in cities if you choose to discard a card. That can become useful as the game progresses. When it comes to a solo player game, the goal of the game is to be able to defeat 3 quest creatures or 2 quest creatures and 2 quest events before 20 turns expire. So we're going to be using this as the turn counter so that we can keep track of what turn we're on and whether we're going to lose the game because the creatures become so powerful they destroy the world. So Vin is on a quest for personal glory, but at the same time he's going to help out the world of Novus. We'll do a quick overview of what's on the table here. So if we scroll over here, you'll see we have the 8 different quest creatures that you could face in the realm. And each of them has different special abilities, attack power, and they're found at different locations. And if you are playing this game, you can see what location they're in by flipping the tile, and you'll see that, for example, Monsignius is located down here at the Claw of Kedar, hence the red circle there. Or Juragon is located up here in the jungles of Wakan. So each quest creature has a location right on the back of the card to tell us where it is. I know the game quite well, so I'll be able to navigate a bit quicker than you might your first couple plays if you do give this a try. In front of us here we have Vin's character sheet. So these are all the locations where reward cards will get played, and I'll show you how that works. There's skills you can earn and curses, and then we'll be tracking our experience points with this little token. So we start the game with 3 experience and progress from there. In addition, we'll have a D10 action die, so any dice rolling in the game involves this die, unless it's traveling, in which case it's the 6-sided travel die. All of the other tokens here won't be used. That'll be for multiplayer games or if you're playing a solo game with different character classes. We could accrue some gold throughout the game, and that can be exchanged for different values. And you can take a look at this here to see. So I could exchange gold to earn experience points, or at the beginning of each turn I can also exchange gold to purchase an item. And that's all going to be described. You'll see that in the rule book if you have a look at it. You'll see it as we play the game. Alright, I think that's enough overlay there. So again, purpose of the game is for me to defeat 3 of these big baddies before 20 turns progresses, or in the adventure deck there are quest cards, so if I beat 2 of those quest cards, I only have to beat 2 quest creatures. Alright, so to start the game, these decks, everything is ready. In the beginning of the game, I get to draw an adventure and a reward card. That's the same whether you're playing multiplayer or single player. If you draw a curse, so for example, this card here, Terrifying Visions, curses go back, and I get to draw a new card. And that's only at the beginning of the game. So we'll draw that, put this back in, and shuffle the deck. And then we're ready to play. So to begin with the game, I have a Precise Strike, which is you can see by the yellow icon, that's an action card. I can play it at any time before or after a combat roll. So that will be useful in combat if I fight something fairly strong. And then I have a Battle Axe. It cannot be equipped by a wizard, and it's two-handed, hence the two-handed icon on the card. First part of my turn is called my preparation phase, and during that phase I can equip any number of item cards, play an event card, or purchase an adventure reward card if I had 25 gold. We start the game with 10 gold, so can't do the purchase option. I can equip this battle axe, so putting that into one hand represents both hands, so now I could not have anything in my other hand. But it does give me a +3 attack value, which is very nice to have this early in the game. And the precise strike can use at my leisure because it's an action card, so it doesn't have to be used during specific phases. All right, so we start the game off in Vase City. That's where the game always begins, the capital city of all of Novus. You'll see it's quite large on the map, and there's a story behind that, how after the world was nearly devastated by the Maelstrom, most of the populace gathered in this main area of the world before spreading back out again. This here is a representative token, just to represent the thief. Each turn you have different options. You can either stay in the place that you're in if you haven't stayed there before the last turn, and you can explore that location, and exploring gives you some options, or you have the ability to travel up to 2 marker points on the map, unless you have something that allows you to travel more than 2 map markers. So we'll start with an exploration. If you explore, normally you would tip over your token. So we'll say flip them over, and that means that I can't go there next turn. You might tip them over or do something different in the actual board game, but that's how we'll represent it here. So if I go on an exploration, what I do is I take the top card of the adventure deck and flip it over for all to see. And depending on what it is, if it was an encounter card, I'd face the encounter. If not, I just draw the card into my hand. And I don't get to play the card right away, it just becomes part of my hand, and I move to the second part of the adventure phase, or the exploration phase, which allows me to draw another adventure card or a reward card. I get to take my pick. I would like to use the reward card option because I would like to gather equipment so that I can survive in this harsh world of Novus where evil creatures are abound. So I'm going to draw, but because I'm the thief, I'm allowed to draw 2 cards because it's the first reward card I'm drawing this turn. So I will pick and draw 2 reward cards. I've got a heavy shield and a mask of the mindful. And the heavy shield I can't even wear, but I can wear the mask. You can tell by the thief symbol on the top right of that card, right here, that is a thief or wizard only card. So if you see a class icon on a card, that means only classes that match that icon, which is right here on the character sheet, the top above the combat symbol. So I'm allowed to wear the mask of the mindful. So I would take this heavy shield, and I have to put it back on top of the deck. I know that's going to be there later, but that's okay, and that means I now have a mask of the mindful. Now it brings me to the end of my exploration phase. From that point, I would go to my recovery phase, and in the recovery phase, I can go back and equip items I've earned, and I can play an event. This event says the next time I would travel, I can travel up to 3 extra squares, or map markers. So that's a useful ability when you want to travel the globe fast. I'm going to equip my Mask of the Mindful, and what that does is no combat bonus, but I don't have a maximum hand size, and if I choose to lose an experience point, I can draw an extra card. So that's an option I could pursue. Losing experience on the short term for long-term gains. And that is the end of turn 1, so turn 1 is over. On to turn 2. If I was playing a multiplayer game, this is where the next player would take their turn. On my second turn, I do not have the option to explore because I've already explored in Vase City, which means that it's mandatory for me to travel this turn. The question is, where do I travel to and why? And the answer to that question lies in the location guidebook. Now you have the ability to download a PDF of the location guidebook. I've got most of it memorized, but I do have shortcut cards here. So these cards will be on the game board, and it's just a mini reference to tell you alphabetically what every location on the map does. One straightforward path for beginners is to travel to the city that represents your class. It doesn't have to be done, but when you go to the class city that you have, you automatically gain an extra 2 experience and a free reward card. So it incentivizes players to go to the place where their first class is. Keeping in mind, you can go there when you upgrade classes as well. No matter what, the first time you go there as that class, you'll get that particular perk. So if I were the thief class, I could go to Braille, and that's where, the priest class gets it in Braille, or the fighter class goes to Exire, or the druid just has to go up to Vey, and the wizard goes to Zondera's Cloud City. So I am going to travel south to the frozen lands of Drakkar, to the city of Donetsk, where the rogues go to get away from the law. But I have an early card that could give me an advantage, and given that I'm on a short time frame, I'm going to take that card and play it as part of my preparation phase. So the next time I travel, I gain +3 travel. All right. So preparation phase is over. I don't have any more equipment to play. I've played one event. Now I go to my travel phase. And remember, normally I could travel 2 map markers, but because of that special event card, I get to move an extra 3, which means on my very first move, I've made it all the way down to Donetsk. Doesn't happen very often. Convenient card to get early in the game. So, as you're traveling through lands, some lands will have travel effects. So you would see that on the travel card here. We'll just zoom in so you can see. For example, if I were traveling through the ice river, I get a -2 to combat rolls. Or if I were traveling through the flooded plains, I would have had to stop at the flooded plains. So you have to have some familiarity with the map and the locations, and rely on other people you're playing with if you are playing a group game to remind you. So if I had traveled this way, I could not go any further. I'd have to stop at the floodplains. For obvious reasons, it's hard to travel through that. So for here, we're down in Donetsk. What happens in Donetsk is written on this card here. Oops, sorry. Like I said, the game can get a little shaky. I'm playing on a digital simulator. There we go. So when we get to Donetsk, that is the thief bonus city. So nothing else happens there other than the thief getting their bonus perks. But something happens before I get there. So really, on my path traveling here, anything could happen, and that's where the travel die comes in. So anytime you travel, whether it's 1 map marker or 5 map markers like I just did, you just roll the travel die, and whatever you roll represents what happens during your travel. In this case, I have rolled the travel symbol, which means safe travels and 10 gold pieces earned. So could have found it along the way or defeated a very minor creature that isn't even worth mentioning, but I've earned 10 gold on my safe travels to Donetsk. And that, once I'm in Donetsk, cities give you immediate perks. Travel locations give you effects while you're traveling, and then if there was a quest or encounter or explore option, those have a little bit different rules that we'll get into in a moment. I'm in Donetsk, got there safely, which means I earn my 2 experience and I get a reward card. Being the thief class, I still get to draw 2. We already know what the first is going to be because we've drawn it before, but it's a better ability in a group setting because the reward card gets gone through a few more times, so you may have more options each time. For this time, I have a mace and a heavy shield. You'll see on these cards that they have a gold piece value, and that is for when you sell an item. So perhaps I'm not going to use a mace because I already have a battle axe, and I can't use the heavy shield, but I can keep the heavy shield with the intent of selling it the next time I'm in a city. And I am in a city. So here we are, made it to Donetsk, got my free reward for being a thief class in my class city, and now I can have a look at my ability here. As a thief, when I'm in a city, I could discard a guard to gain 25 gold pieces, and that should say once per city. So I could discard my precise strike or my heavy shield. I'm going to choose to discard this heavy shield because it's only worth 10 gold, but using my thief ability instead, I gain 25 gold, which is advantageous for me. Just try to use this key system here. Got my 25 gold, add it to my collection, and that brings us to the end of turn 2. All right, so I'm feeling a little stronger now. I've got 3, 4, 5 attack value, and I also have my combat bonus of my experience. And we're going to get into combat real soon. I'm sure we're going to fight a battle at some point here, and you'll see it here. Experience amount also affects how well you fight in combat. All right, so turn 2 is over. On to turn 3. I have to choose. Do I want to stay and explore, or do I want to travel somewhere? I am going to choose to travel. I don't want to stay put in Donetsk. If I did stay here, I would draw an adventure and possibly another adventure or reward card. But I want to keep on the move. I feel confident that I could go somewhere else. So as a player, you'd have to decide where am I trying to get to? What on this map could be advantageous to me? All the red dots are these major creatures. So going to those locations is not ideal this early in the game. But there are places where you can force encounters, such as the deep woods of Veyland, or in the abandoned wastelands, you can force yourself to fight undead. So I'm going to do a 1-2 travel to the ice river and roll my travel die. The result is a star or a spark, and that represents the adventure card. So I will draw an adventure card during my travel, and that adventure card gets me, it's a treasure, so I can keep that in my hand, or I can discard it for 5 gold. Knowing my thief ability, I'm going to save that money for the next time I get to a city, or use it for other purposes. But either way, I'm allowed to have 5 cards in my hand, so I don't need to get rid of that now. So I've traveled to Ice River. Nothing else happens. Then I go to my recovery phase. I have nothing I want to play there, so my turn is over. So turn 3 has come to an end. Next, I have the option. I could travel to the abandoned wastelands, the ridges of Kedar, Braille, or Ghostly Coast or Cosmatics Keep. Cosmatics Keep is dangerous, and that's because when there's a chance you could fight this Lich Lord, and he's pretty tough. His 17 attack to my current 5, he just wiped me to the ground. But what I am going to do is travel to the Ghostly Coast. At the Ghostly Coast, if you were to look at your legend, you'd see that you gain some gold pieces there. So first I have to roll my travel die, and it results in encounters. So before I do anything at Ghostly Coast, it's kind of like I'm halfway away, I have to do this encounter. Look at this. I was at the Ice River, and so as I'm traveling to or from the Ice River, I have combat rolls -2. So whatever I'm about to fight, I'm going to have a -2 combat value because I just left the Ice Rivers. When we roll an encounter, we have to flip over the top card of the encounter deck, and that is the creature that we battle. If that creature's combat value, which on this creature is a 7 for the roaming Cyclops, is 5 or more difference than my current XP value, I could choose not to fight it. But because that's not, I have to fight this creature. And when we fight a creature, the first thing we look at in combat before we even consider any attack values is their ability. So if whatever their ability is gets resolved before we decide the rest of combat. So in this case, it has a Dispelling Eye. Each item that I have equipped that has a combat value is reduced to a value of 1 for this battle. So that's pretty mean. That means my battle axe is only worth 1 attack instead of 3, or 1 combat value. So that means my total combat value is 2, 3, plus 1 for my experience. So I have a total combat value of 5, and this guy has a total combat value of 7. Now I have a Precise Strike in my hand, and I think that will be my savior if I do lose the combat roll. So I'm going to be brave and fight this guy. I'm going to use red to always represent the enemy and black to represent myself when it comes to combat rolls. Here we are in combat. Like I said, we add up our combat value, which at this time is 1, 2, 3, 4, because the fourth one is for my experience. I have a combat value of 4. The Cyclops has a combat value of 7. So I'm going to roll my die. Whoops. And the red die. So right now we are tied, but he has more combat value than I do. He's got a plus 7, so he's at 12. I have a plus 4, so I am at 9, which means he would defeat me, except I can play my Precise Strike now. When I play that, I get plus 5 to my combat roll, so my 9 becomes a 14 to his 12, which means I am victorious. And so if you defeat a creature, you only fight 1 round of combat in regular battle. Then you gain the victory. If you lose, I would have suffered the defeat condition there. So I get to gain 2 adventure cards, whereas if I lost, I would have lost XP and discarded cards. It would have been pretty tough to lose. That's why you don't want to lose. But I'm going to draw my 2 adventure cards, and I gain the amount of XP in the gold tomb there, their XP tomb. So it's worth 3 points. I gain my 1, 2, 3 experience points. And then I draw my 2 adventure cards. So defeating creatures is really core to this game because it helps you gain more powers to defeat more creatures and eventually become strong enough to fight quest creatures, which is the whole purpose of the game. So if I have traveled, I fought a creature, I still get to my destination, so I got to Ghostly Coast. And at the Ghostly Coast, looking at your rules book if you have it, or looking at this, Ghostly Coast allows me to, if I explore there, I gain 1d10 times 10 gold. So getting there is not exploring there. That just means I have arrived at that location. Exploring there is what I would have to do on my next turn. But at least I scored myself a couple of events. One of these is nice. And some experience points there. So this turn comes to an end. And I'm on to my 5th turn now. To start my 5th turn, I'm going to choose to explore the Ghostly Coast because I want to earn that extra gold. I'm going to flip my guy over. Before we resolve the location, I have to resolve my Explorer. So the first thing I do on an Explorer is take the top card of the adventure die, or deck, and then I flip it over for all to see. If it's not an encounter card, it goes to my hat. So I have drawn a quest card, and that quest card can be used to, like I said, if you get 2 of those, it's the equivalent of defeating a creature. So this one is a quest for nature. If I travel to the deep woods of Veyland and explore there, I get 3 extra experience points. All right. And then the second part of my exploration phase, I can draw another adventure or another reward. I'm going to draw a reward because I'm the thief class. I get to draw 2 and pick 1. I am going to take the shin guards and put the mace back on top of the deck. Then I complete my exploration at the Ghostly Coast by following the instructions on the location guide, which says I can roll a d10. and gain that many times 10 GP. So roll it. 9, so that means I get 90 gold pieces. Not bad. 25. It's a whole pile now, just because I'm a thief. 5, 50, and 75. Painful to watch, I know, sorry. Take that 75, take another 25, and give 10 back to the Bank of Novus. All right. So we are now finished the exploration part of the turn. Now we're on to the end step for recovery phase. So recovery phase, taking a look at this, I can play any number of item cards. I don't have any. I could play an event card, which I might try that ancient coin one there. I can sell items for gold if I'm in a city. That's what that card should say, and I'm not in a city. I can exchange gold for XP, and if I was over level 10 or higher, I could become an advanced class. So the one thing that does apply there is I could sell things for experience or gold points for XP, which could kind of gear me towards the right direction here. So the XP conversion chart, which is on the quick player reference sheet here, says the most I can exchange is 150 gold to gain 5 experience. Do I have 150 gold? I have 25, 50, 75, 100, and handy event card here that says if I exchange GP for XP, I can gain an extra 50. So I can use that event for 50 and this stack of coins for 100, which now means I'm trading in 150, which gains me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 experience points, bringing me over level 10, which means I could become an advanced class. So I've been a little lucky here with earning lots of gold early, not only with the thief ability, but with traveling and with that card there. And so now I have the ability to dig through these class cards. If I search them, these class cards are what you can advance to once you're level 10. It just means that your character becomes stronger and gets some extra skills. Now your class has to match one of the 2 symbols that are on the advanced class you want to go to. And if you're playing multiplayer, each advanced class can only be used by 1 player. So it's first come, first serve type of thing. So what we'll do is take this thief and we will become a relentless ranger. So a relentless ranger could be advanced to by a druid or a thief. It gains them an additional travel. They have a 3 combat value. They're not affected by the event cards used by other players. And at the end of your turn, if you gained any experience, you gain an extra experience. Not to mention their special ability of discarding cards for extra combat skills. So the Ranger's cool ability, I would take this, and what will happen is I will flip this card over, and this replaces everything I had before. So whatever I had as a thief before, I upgrade to this class, and that gets replaced. So I do lose some abilities, but the plan is that the abilities I gain are more beneficial than the abilities that I've lost. All right. Now I'm still on my recovery phase. I can equip my shin guards onto my leg there. So again, you can see that boot symbol matches my boot symbol on my card, just like my head symbol matched my head symbol. So just really easy to tell visually what goes where. And if you think of games like Diablo or Neverwinter Nights, it's like a live version of a video game. And that's where I thought the visual was kind of neat for Legends of Novus, just being able to see what you're equipped with right in front of you in your class on the left. Okay. So we just finished turn 5. Was able to advance to advanced class quite early, and I'm feeling pretty powerful. I've got a fair attack here. I've got a combat axe. I've got a mask. And my ability, remember, gains me an XP if I gained XP this turn. Now there should be a note on there that it doesn't count the turn that you became it. So we're going to leave that alone. And we move on to turn number 6. How many turns do I have left? I have 15 turns, and I haven't defeated a creature yet. So got to get my act together here. All right, so on to turn 6. Beginning, I could play an event if I wanted to. For example, I could play this, but I'm actually not at the deep woods of Veyland, so I cannot. This is if I get defeated, and this one we talked about earlier. So my only option, nothing in preparation phase. I have to travel this turn because I explored last turn. So I'm going to take one step forward, even though I have travel of 3 now because of my new character class. I have travel 2 plus the extra 1. I'm going to see if there's any chance I can get a free magic item out of Kismatic's Keep or face Kismatic himself. So Kismatic's Keep, has a special card you'll see in the reference book if you happen to have it. And what it says is I roll a d10, and if I roll a 1 or a 2, then I have to face Kismatic. If I roll a 3 through 8, I would get a free magic item. But in order to do that, I have to stay and explore. So, sorry, let me go back. I'm traveling here. First, this turn, I roll a travel die. That's what happens. Travel, I'm facing an encounter. So I take the top card of the creature deck, flip it over, and that is what I have to battle. I have to battle a feral wolf. This one's not too tough. If I didn't have a weapon, it would gain a bonus against me. I have a weapon, so that does not apply. And its combat value is just a 3 there, whereas I have substantially more. 3, 6, 7, plus my experience. 8, 9, 10. So my plus 10 to its plus 3. Pretty good chance I'm going to win this. But in this game, if you roll a 1, it's a critical fail and your opponent wins. So there's always a chance I could lose to a wolf bite. The wolf, and I roll a 5. It rolls a 1. It doesn't get a critical fail, but it certainly didn't beat my combat value, so I am victorious. Beat the wolf up, I gain 1 experience. And I gain 1 reward. And the wolf goes to the discard pile. I'm no longer the basic class, so I only get to draw the 1 reward card normally. And if you remember from before, that's just a mace, but that's okay. Sellable later on. And then we go to my recovery phase. We landed in Kismatic's Keep. Nothing happens there unless I explore. But then we go to recovery phase. It's not a city, so I cannot sell. And I have no other cards that I want to use at this time. So turn number 5 or 6 has come to an end. On to turn number 7. So I was making an attempt to explore. So my dude over. We're exploring. When I explore Kismatic's Keep, that overrides a normal exploration phase. So unlike exploring in a place that doesn't have the explore ability, in a place that does have an explorer, that replaces drawing cards. In this case, I roll a d10. And if it's a 1 or a 2, I had to fight Kismatic. So there we have it. There's a 1. If I rolled a 3 to 10, I wouldn't have had to fight him, but because I did, here he is. Dun, dun, dun. Big baddie Kismatic himself. Alright, Kismatic the Lich Lord. He has a 17 attack power, worth 5 experience, and when I fight him, I have to roll a d10. I then add my experience. If the result is less than 15, I lose the abilities and bonuses of my magical equipment. Which might not even matter to me this turn. If you look at it, I don't have any magical equipment, but just to say we did it, I'll roll. And the result would be 5 plus my experience of 14. So I would have had a 19. So it wouldn't have affected me anyway, but just so you had an idea how that looks. Then Cosmatic has a 17. If we quickly add up my attack value, one of the ways that you can make your turns quicker is by keeping a running total of what your attack value is at. So if we look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then for my experience, I have an extra 3 points. So my attack value right now is running at 10. 10 versus 17 is not very good odds for me. Now I do have the ability to use my ranger power, discarding 3 cards to get +3 combat and +3 experience. So the question is, do I want to risk fighting Cosmatic or try running away? So if I lose, I'm going to lose 3 experience. Not the end of the world. Don't lose any items. So we're going to face this battle. Great thing about anytime you want to use special abilities is you can save it till after you roll so that you're not completely wasting cards. Here we go, showdown. My 10 against Cosmatic 17. Cosmatic will be red, I will be black, and we're going to make this roll. So I've rolled a 3, he's rolled a 7. 7 plus 17, 24 for Cosmatic to my 13. Even if I invoked my combat ability, I would have lost, so I'm not going to waste my cards. And so I lose round 1 of the battle. Now, I forgot to mention to you, quest cards. These battles are epic. They're the giant minions of Novus, and it takes 3 rounds, best of 3, to win. So Cosmatic would have to beat me twice in order to get a victory against me. So I've lost round 1, and so I can choose now if I want to run or continue on with combat. I'm going to make an attempt to run, just because I can. If I make an attempt to run, I take a d10, and I roll it, and if you get a 6 or higher, you escape. I did not get a 6 or higher, and I don't have any escape bonus cards, so I have to fight this next round. Here we are. My 10 versus his 17. I'm going to roll a Cosmatics here. Cosmatic has a 3, and I have, drum roll, a 6. So 6 plus 10, 16. 3 plus 17 is 20. So even if I use my ranger ability, I'm not going to win that battle. So I will not use my power, and I have now lost because Cosmatic defeated me twice. I do have this special card, means I can ignore a defeat and go right to my recovery phase. So I'm going to invoke that power now, use up that event card, and save myself from losing experience. Go to my recovery phase. I've got no equipment to play, no adventure I want to play, and turn 7 comes to an end. Unfortunately, I did not get magic equipment, and I did not defeat Cosmatic as I hoped could have happened. So, gotta move on to the next turn. Next turn, nothing to equip, no event I want to play. I cannot stay here and explore again, because you just can't keep on doing the same thing in the same place. So I'm going to use my travel ability, travel 1, travel 2, travel 3 to get to base city. Roll my travel die, safe travels, so I will grab my 10 golds. Now up to 25, 35, 45 gold, and I'm in a city. So I'm in the city of Vase. Base city, if you look here, actually allows you to gain 5 gold pieces per item sold. So I'm going to take a crack at that, sell this mace that's normally worth 5, and instead I'm going to get 10 for it. Take 5s. Made it to Base City safely. When I don't have that thief ability to give me extra XP at a city anymore, so can't do that. But what I can do is take my 25, 30, 40, 50, and I could exchange that. So I'm going to do that now just to gain 1 more experience point. All right. Now, because of my ranger ability, I gained experience this turn, so I gained an extra experience. So that I kind of doubled my value there. So I'm not so sad about that. All right, that is the end of this turn. So I'm gonna do my turn marker. We're on to turn 9 now. 8 turns have surpassed. No quest creatures defeated, but that's okay. We're getting there. I'm gonna travel 1, 2, 3 markers to the city of Vey. Why am I hitting there? Well, I'm trying to get to Deep Woods of Veyland. That'll earn me some more experience and defeat that quest. So I'm gonna roll this travel die. It says I get a reward, so I'll draw that. Found myself a holy symbol. I can sell that if I want to for 5 because I'm in a city, or I can keep it. I'm going to keep it for my ranger ability as a discard card. Always want to remember you have alternative ways to use your cards. So I made it to the city of Vey, got my reward card. In the city of Vey, you have to be a druid to get extra experience, so nothing happens to me there, which means this turn is over. On to turn 10, moving into the dark woods of Veyland. I'm going to roll my travel die. It's an encounter. Top card, flip it over. I have to fight an oxen. Oxen, very simple creature, 5 attack, no special ability. I'm not going to run away, so we're just going to quickly do this. The oxen gets 9 plus 5 is a 14. I still have plus 10. Actually, if you look at my card, I have one more attack at plus 11. So oxen has 14. I have 10 plus 11, 21. I've defeated the oxen. No problem there. 2 experience. And no other rewards, so I don't get any adventure or reward cards, but that's okay. Got to the deep woods of Veyland. Nothing else happens this turn. But at the end of my turn, I get to play an event, and my quest for nature can be played at the deep woods of Veyland. What it says is I'll have to spend my next turn exploring there, and I'll get 3 bonus experience. So I'm going to play that quest card, and that'll be the end of my turn. Turn 10 has elapsed. We're on to turn 11. I have forced myself to explore. When I explore, I gain that 3 experience. I'll take that now. 1, 2, 3. When I explore there, the dark deep woods of Veyland is an encounter animal. So in your reference guide, you'll see what I have to do is flip cards over in the creature deck until I reveal an animal card. And once I do, I battle that card and it gets plus 2 attack. We've got an imp. That's a magical creature. The imp was a demon. There's a humanoid. There's an undead. There's magical. So I have to fight the rats. Pull the rat off here. The rest go back. And flip it over, shuffle it up. And the rat. I roll a d10. It adds to its attack value. So it was a -5, now it's a -4. Just represents kind of how big the swarm of rats is. So it's going to be really easy for me to win this one. We'll roll just in case I roll a 1. You got a 1, I got a 1. I got a critical fail. So it doesn't matter how strong I am, this rat just won the combat. If I'm defeated, I attach this curse to my card and gives me a -1 combat value until I can dispose of the curse. Curses get placed under the skill part of your card. The other thing that goes there are skills from the adventure deck if you happen to acquire them. I'm going to reduce my combat value just so I don't forget later. And that ends this turn. I've got nothing else to do. Turn 11 has ended. I'm sorry if I'm going fast now. I don't want to waste too much of your time. Flip it over. Turn 11 or turn 12 begins. I've got my points from Dark Woods of Veyland, so I think I'm going to try pursuing some quest creatures again. Closest creature will be, Ones on this side of the board, I've got Osira, who's worth 16 attack, and negate some things. She's right here. Sistos, the scorpion spider. A little bit less attack, but makes me take 2 rolls and lower by 1, or take the worst roll. That's kind of tough. Either way, I'm going this direction. 1, 2, 3. Go to the floating falls. Roll this die. I get a free adventure card, so I'll draw that. Hoping I get a quest card. Unfortunately, no. I've been cursed again. As soon as I draw this, it goes on my character sheet, and I suffer a -2 combat penalty as long as I'm cursed. So, not cool. This goes here. Now my combat is down even further. I'm down to an 8 combat value. All right. And then I arrive safely in Floating Falls. What happens in Floating Falls? If I explore there, I get a free adventure card. It's kind of like a bonus card there. So that is it for this turn. Here we are. Turn 12 is ended. I only have 1 quest card so far. So again, never a guaranteed win. And when it comes to solo games, there's got to be an element of difficulty. You just can't win it all. So I have the choice. I could go north to Skull Rock Island, but now that I've got those couple of curses, it's becoming harder to defeat a 16. More likely I could defeat a 13. But no tricks up my sleeve either. So I'm going to travel to look here, Silverin. When you go there, you gain extra experience for being an advanced class if you explore there. So I could earn some experience there, or you know what, I'm going to explore in the Floating Falls in hopes to gain some adventure cards. Flip my guy over. Floating Falls does not have Floating Falls gives me an extra adventure card when I explore. So I'll draw my regular one and then draw an extra one. I didn't draw an encounter card, so I don't have to fight. I got some more gold, and this cool card, Guided by Faith. So that is useful to gain some experience. That was the first part of my exploration phase. The second part allows me to draw one of these or one of these. I'm going to draw a reward card this time because I need to get some more combat value going on. Unfortunately, didn't draw a piece of equipment, got some more money, but that's okay. I guess in my thiefly ways, that's suitable. Exploration phase ends. Go to recovery phase. I can cash these rare gems in and give myself 50 gold pieces. There's 25, there's 50. Again, I'm not selling, I'm not in a city, but I'm trading in. You can trade in those money cards anytime you want. It's only selling items that you can do in the city. Then I can play an event card. So do I want to play this now? No, because this one makes a lot more sense to play at the beginning of my turn. So I'm going to leave that for now. So this turn has come to an end. Marker, 13 turns have passed. Really got to get my act together. So this turn I must travel. I'm going to use this one here. I get to move an extra map marker this turn, gain +2 to combat rolls, and gain experience at the end of my turn. Do I want to use that yet? You know what? I'll put that back in my hand. That one I might want to use when I actually do battle Sistos. So I'm going to travel 1, 2, +1 for being a ranger to the Forest of Delusion, where Sistos awaits. Roll my travel die for that movement. I draw a reward card. So fairly safe travels. Got myself another pair of boots, which I can only wear 1 pair of boots at a time. So I can't equip those. I'm not in a city, so I cannot sell those. What I can do is exchange my 50 GP for another experience point. So I'm up to 22 experience. Can't get too much higher than that. I'm already maxed out on my bonus there, but that's okay. Here we go. That turn comes to an end. I traveled to the Forest of Delusion. Nothing exciting happened. But now I'm in the Forest of Delusion. So on my next turn here, I'm going to forge ahead to my guy and battle Sistos. Just because I want to keep this game interesting and show you how you really got to stay on top of trying to defeat these creatures. So Sistos has a 13 combat value, and each time I make a roll when I'm in battle, I roll 2 dice instead and use the lower roll. It could be dangerous, but what I meant to do is play this guided by fate, and that gives me an extra 2 to combat rolls this turn. I had to play that at the beginning of my turn, so I'm going to say I did that. So for this turn only, I'll have a plus 10 to my attack instead of plus 8. Adding in all the different factors there. Oh, sorry, plus 9, because we add it all up real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 for my base abilities, and then plus 5 would give me 12. 12 minus 3 for my curses. So yeah, 9. My 9 to Sistos 13. For my 2 rolls, those are going to be the blue and black dice, and then red will be Sistos. Sistos is rolled a 9. I'm in trouble. I have an 8. So my 8 plus my 9 is 17. Sistos 9 plus 13 is 22. So Sistos defeated me. So I'll make an escape roll. Did not escape. And I would have had to roll 2 dice anyway. Now on to the second round of combat. Sistos rolls. Oh, we have a chance here. A 1. I roll both of these. 2 7s. So 7 plus 9 is 16. Sistos 1 plus 13 is 14. So I've won round 2 of the battle. That brings us to round 3. Chances Sistos is going to roll a 1 again is pretty slim. I could try to run, but you know what? I've defeated her once now, so let's give it a whirl. Sistos, what do you got? Oh, I think it's over. Sistos is a nice number, and I'm stuck with 3s. So Sistos defeats me. I discard a card of my choice, so I'll discard this holy symbol, and I lose 2 XP. Not a huge deal, but worst part is I lost another turn. Okay, so Sistos goes back. I cannot stay here and try to defeat her again. I've got to figure out what I want to do with my life here. So we're going to run down south. Maybe we can fight some creatures down there. Travel. 1, 2, 3. Roll the travel die. We gain 10 points, 10 gold. And I forgot to mention in solo mode, if you actually get to 40 XP by turn 20, you also win. So that would have been an alternative I could have been trying to pursue, but I'm really going after these quest creatures. Anyway, traveled, got to the Ghostly Coast, nothing happened. Turn is over. Travel again. 1, 2, and 3. Going to the Crystal Caverns. Roll my travel die. Got another 10 gold pieces. Now, at the end of my turn, because I have nothing else to do, turn 17 has come to an end, and I'm going to try to beat this guy. The Krager Beast, one of the weaker quest creatures, has a 12 attack power, worth 2 rewards, causes XP loss upon defeat, and it has Protective Hide. Non-magical weapons don't give me a bonus. So notice it said weapons, so my shin guards are still beneficial, but my battle axe is not. It's not magical. Magical has a blue background and the yellow writing to really stand out. So here we are. My normally 9 attack power is reduced by 3 because my axe doesn't help. So I'm actually at a 6 attack power compared to Krager Beast's 12 attack power. So yeah, Looking back, I forgot all about this bonus on Guided by Faith there, but that +2 wouldn't have helped last turn. Easy to forget these things if you're quickly rushing through it. Okay. Here we are, Quaker Beast 12. I have only 6 bonus. Probably shouldn't have pursued this, but we'll test it out anyway. Run out of time. 6 for the Quaker Beast. I just roll 1 die this turn. 4 for me, so 9 plus 4, 13. Quaker Beast 12 plus 6, 18. So I've been defeated round 1. Go for round 2. Play the dice gods. Oh. So 8 plus 9, 17. 1 plus 12 is 13. So I won round 2. Here we go again. Come on. Come on, Quaker Beast. Low roll. 6. Ooh, what is it? A 3. Okay. Well, I've been defeated again. Sad. Quaker Beast is tough. I lose 3 experience. 1, 2, 3. Combat value is actually down now. And I also have to discard a card at random. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. 1. So this card gets discarded. Wherever it goes. And turn 18 is at an end. 2 turns left. I haven't even defeated 1 quest creature, so really not showing you a good example this time, but I can guarantee you I have won games in solo mode by turn 12 before, and turn 17 and turn 19. So in developing the rules, just really want to make sure it is a challenge and that it's not going to be the character winning by a landslide every time. These battles are tough, and if you're not well equipped or doing the right thing, this is how you can go down trying to be a Legend of Novus and not having the skills to do so. But let's play it out. Turn 19 and 20 still ahead of us. I had explored there, I was flipped. So now I must travel. 1, 2, 3. Now, what I could have told you before is there is a card in the adventure deck that removes curses. That might have helped me with some of my battles. Or the City of Braille does have the ability to pay 25 gold to purge all curses from you. It's the City of Priests. So they have the power to make your life better. We'll say I'm going there. Roll the die. I'm traveling. Face an encounter. Card. Flip it over. And we're fighting a zombie horde. Not too bad. Zombie horde is a 5 attack. But if you're defeated, you get cursed again. So maybe I'll be lucky and roll another 1. Fight this zombie. Roll for them. They've got an 8. Roll for me. I have 17. So zombie is defeated. And zombie gives me 1 whole XP. So just 18 now. And 1 reward. Draw that card. Oh, yeah. So I got myself a potion of speed. I'm on to my recovery phase, so I can equip cards. Potion of speed is a one-time use piece of equipment. Kind of like the events, they can give you a special burst of power. This one lets you escape or travel further and is destroyed after 1 use. Got that equipped there. Turn 18 comes to an end. Turn 19, I guess I have 2 turns. Turn 19 came to an end. I'm on my 20th turn right now. So just to finish things off, I'm going to the City of Braille, rolling my adventure die, safe travels, gain my 10 gold, spend 25 gold, because I just want to go out with all these curses. So spend 25 gold, remove my curse cards. Yay! See there, Braille, City, Priest bonus, and remove curse. So you can see that on the guide that you get to remove them. So now I would have gained my attack power back, but I've got nothing else to do this turn, and I've hit my 20th turn, so the game has come to an end. You could keep on playing just to play it out and see how many turns it takes you to defeat 3 quest creatures. I unfortunately didn't defeat a single one, but trust me that these creatures are defeatable, and I've taken down every one of them, whether it's the jungle worm or the mighty, most powerful Insignius, the volcanic dragon. Even as Makai up in Exile, he's pretty tough with his 18 attack and his automatic win condition if he succeeds. Alright, so that is a quick playthrough of Legends of Novus as a solo character. If we were playing multiplayer, each player would take turns, and the first player to hit 25 experience points would win the game, instead of actually having to defeat a certain number of quest creatures. Alternatively, I'm working on a cooperative mode, where players, instead of competing against each other racing for experience, can work together to defeat a certain number of quest creatures before a certain time period. It takes a bit more effort and players to actually figure out how that works properly. Solo mode I can test on my own, but co-op mode you need a few friends, or you need to be able to play as multiple players, which takes a lot more time. So hope you enjoyed watching this playthrough of Legends of Novus. You got to see as we traveled along the map, all the way from up in the dark woods of Valand, deep woods of Valand, all the way down to Danesk, through Kismatic's Keep, Vase City, the Forest of Delusion, Floating Falls. Really got to travel around, but there's total freedom. You get to pick where you want to go, when you want to go there, and for the reasons that you want. We got a chance to look through some of the creature cards, and there are over 30 unique creature cards in the deck of all different styles. We got to see some of the different adventure cards. Here's an example of a skill card I could have gotten equipped. Here's an example of an encounter card that you automatically have to fight if you draw it when you're exploring. All kinds of different cards in here to make every single game different. You won't play a single game that's identical in Legends of Novus due to the variation of the map, your rewards, the event cards you draw, and when you use your abilities and when you use your gold. So every game's just a tad different, which is exciting. And you can get cards that really help you in the game. Crown of Fate would let me roll 2 dice in my own favor instead of like Spider that ruined my favor. Or if I had gotten myself, let's say, these pair of gloves I just passed here. So if I would have drawn that, I could destroy it to negate the special ability of a creature. So if I was battling against the Krager Beast, I could, the Lich Lord, I could have negated a power, whatever it was. Rogue's Armor could have got more defense power and be destroyed. Just lots of fun stuff in here, and so much room for expanding the game if it were to become successful on this first version. There's a potential for expansions to different areas of Novus that maybe we can't see yet, or the underworld, or different planes of existence. There's so much you can do in fantasy settings, and it's quite exciting to think of the possibilities. But it all begins here on Novus with one solo character braving the world and hoping that this game can come to fruition in the future. Thank you for watching. My name is Wesley Woodbury. I am the creator of Legends of Novus and funder of Fundamental Games. And released one game so far called Duel of the Dragons, but really excited for what Legends of Novus is going to bring in early 2019. So look for us on Kickstarter. And if you have any questions about the game, suggestions about this, the mechanics that I've shown you, the cards that I've shown you, the layout, anything at all, I am wide open to suggestions, and just thrilled to be part of this exciting hobby and being able to give a product to something I've loved for so many years. Have a great day. Thank you.